Well, we finally had to go get our own lumber to make the base for the butcher block countertop that we had. So we got us some quarter sawn white oak and we built the base. And let's see how we did that. Hey, if you get a chance, like and subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate it. Like any other project, I ripped all my pieces and cut them all to size. Then laid everything out for biscuit joints, and I used a biscuit joiner to make all the legs. These are just 4-piece boxes that I wanted to screw together, screw and glue, because I wanted to use walnut in the plugs just for a little contrast detail to match the butcher block top. Since I'm using screws, I'm not going to have to clamp this, and this is going to save me some time. Did my countersink on the drill press for the screws to make the frame, and then I cut out a bunch of plugs. Use a sander to round over my edges on my frame, and then put it on the router table and rounded all my frames and the legs. This is my cove beading bit I used on the legs to give a nice pillow joint in the joints. Laid the frame out, put the legs in place, glued it, temporary clamped it, put a temporary screw, squared it off, and then screwed it all tight. So I did the bottom frame and let it sit overnight while the glue dried so it stays square, and attached some wheels on the shorter legs. I used wider pieces between the legs and then 1.5 wide slats to create the bottom shelf, using glue at every one and my 22 gauge nailer to hold everything in place while the glue dried. I used a clamp to keep the thing the right width, and then here it is when it's all finished. And I added some more walnut plugs all over the place again. And sanded a bunch more. I added 2 top pieces, glued and screwed to the top frame that's going to hold down the butcher block top. So I used spacer blocks all the way around to make sure that my reveal was right, and then I screwed down one end. Went down the other side, clamped it to make sure that it was square, and screwed it off as well. Well, I thought I was done, but the creative director here at Old Guy Woodwork says, got to put a shelf here. So we're going to put an adjustable shelf that fits right into that slot. So I built more parts. This frame was just a little bit smaller so it would fit between the legs. And again, I used glue and 22 gauge nails. 22 gauge pins are nice because you don't even have to fill them. And more plugs. And more sanding. Put notches in the shelf so that it wouldn't slide off when it was sitting on the pins. And then put some natural Minwax stain on it. Needed a little more oil as the butcher block had been sitting for a while and got a little dried out. And here it is all finished up. All complete and oiled up, ready to go. Adjustable shelves. Got to get it out of the house, kind of stinks. So we took it back out to the garage and let it air out. I like the quarter sawn white oak, gives it a very vintage look, nice walnut accents. So like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video.